The Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace is changing, and the change is coming as early as March 24th, which is just 2 weeks from today. Not only this, but we also have some fantastic new aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator to talk about, so without further ado, let's get right into it. What is going on, guys? Varun from Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, after significant displeasure has been voiced by both developers and customers, the official Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace will be seeing some much needed changes. These changes specifically have to do with a new, refined approval timeline for add-ons, including scenery, aircraft, utilities, and more, essentially allowing them to get from developers to customers faster while still maintaining quality standards for the platform as a whole. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the current marketplace pipeline, once developers submit their content to the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace, Microsoft runs this content through a rigorous testing process to see if it's fit for release on the marketplace. This is where things change with the new pipeline though. Starting March 24th, functional testing of an add-on will instead be moved to the developer of the add-on itself, saving more time for Asobo and Microsoft to focus on the sim platform itself. This will, first and foremost, remove the bottleneck from Microsoft to test all the add-ons themselves. Secondly, since the content creator or add-on developer knows their add-ons the best, they will be able to have the final say and decide when their product meets the bar for release. Last but not the least, it will remove a lengthy communication process between Microsoft and add-on developers when content does not meet the initial marketplace standards, as well as when issues are found that may need to be rectified prior to final release. Incidentally, it is this long and arduous communication process that causes so many delays in add-ons and mods coming to the marketplace and being available for people to use. With the new pipeline, this process will be much more streamlined, meaning more people can add enhancements to the sim. Coupled with WASM support for aircraft coming with Sim Update 12 on March 21st, this is a massive quality of life improvement, in fact, probably the biggest in my opinion for Xbox users, since the marketplace is their only source for accessing add-ons and mods. Now, I don't usually have too many causes for optimism for those of you on Xbox, but I have to say I am genuinely excited for what the next few months might hold for you folks on console. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, moving on from the marketplace update, let's talk about some major aircraft updates and releases this week, starting with TFDI Design, who have indeed shared their first cockpit and interior previews of the MD-11 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, all of the previous teasers and previews we have received from the team have shown us the plane only in P3D, but these are the first set of previews we see of the aircraft within Microsoft Flight Simulator itself. It's also the first time we hear anything about the plane after last year's controversial pre-order that featured an exclusive version of the plane. For more information on this topic, do check out the full video I made on this topic. Most of the previews are centered around the passenger cabin of the aircraft. We can see different types of seats, as well as the galley and the cabin attendant seat. On the cockpit side of things, the team has provided some images with a clear view of the center console of the aircraft, including the FMS, the throttle quadrant, and radio controls, as well as the instrument and the mode control or MCP panel. It's slated to release later this year, and given the company's prior reputation, high pre-order price, as well as these previews and development updates, it's sure to be a good one. Moving on from the MD-11, Just Flight actually released a full-fledged video covering their highly anticipated Fokker F-28 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Once again, I've covered all of the progress with this aircraft and its development, so check it out in the top right-hand corner of the screen if you haven't already. In the latest teaser, however, the team showcases the bleed air supply and air conditioning system within the aircraft. The team says that the aircraft is progressing well and should be ready for release in a month or two from now. As can be seen in the background, not only are things like the APU, bleed air gauges, isolation valves, and TRUs seen, but also the overall appearance of the cockpit can be visualized very well. I must say that the cockpit textures do indeed look very nice, and so does the internal lighting. The Fokker F-28 is definitely a fan favorite, so I can't wait to see it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Next up, we've got Captain Sim. Now, I don't typically like to endorse this kind of nonsense on my channel typically, but this developer has created a new General Electric variant of their 767 for Microsoft Flight Simulator as a paid expansion. I mean, how ridiculous does that sound? It's a paid aircraft with another paid expansion with paid livery packs on, wait for it, an aircraft based on the default Microsoft Flight Simulator Boeing 747 systems. So let this serve as a public service reminder. Do not, I repeat, do not give your money to this Captain Scam garbage. Instead, wait for the 767 being developed by the Bluebird Simulations team. It'll be worth the wait. Coming to our final news story for this week in the aircraft development side of things, developer FlightFX took to their Discord channel to reveal their newest project, the Piaggio P180 Avanti 2 twin-engine turboprop. Unmistakable because of its twin pusher-mounted Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6 engines, T-tail, and fixed four-wing configuration, the Avanti 2 can carry up to 9 passengers and has a maximum cruise altitude of 41,000 feet. Thanks to its aerodynamically unique configuration and clean design, the Avanti 2 is able to achieve speeds in excess of 400 knots, cruising closer to the speed of light jets such as the Citation M2 versus similar turboprops. In fact, Piaggio advertises the Avanti 2 as being nearly 100 knots faster than its closest turboprop competitor, the Beechcraft King Air 200. With the announcement of the Avanti 2, FlightFX provided only exterior previews and made no mention of a release timeline or avionics configuration. It's worth noting that the real Avanti 2 utilizes the Rockwell Collins ProLine 21, which is the same avionics suite developed by Working Title for the default Microsoft Flight Simulator CJ4 and included in Aircraft Avionics Update 1. Exterior 3D modeling does appear to be rather far along, and it is safe to say that turboprop fans will be eagerly awaiting this addition to the sim. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this video for Microsoft Flight Simulator. As mentioned towards the beginning of the video, there were tons of great things to check out in this one, and I am super glad for you folks on Xbox whose lives are going to be made much easier with the WASM support coming via SEAM Update 12, as well as this new marketplace pipeline change. Again, big disclaimer, do not spend your money on the 767. I mean, of course, it's a free world. If you want to give them the money, do it, but as a company, they're as anti-consumer as one can get in the flight simulation space, and I personally wouldn't put my funds towards them whatsoever. That all being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys like the kind of content we make on this channel, do make sure to give this video a like. It helps me a lot, and it also promotes the video on the algorithm. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon so you guys stay up to date with everything happening in the world of flight sim. With that all said, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for flying by.